If you are a student or an international student who has been looking for means to study in the United States of America, then I think that this video is a video you should watch, and make sure you watch till the end so that you can grab some of the material I'm going to be presenting here. However, I decided to film this video because I realized that a lot of international students are looking for possible ways to migrate to the USA, but the tuition fee is a problem. But again, hopes is not lost because a lot of people have migrated to the United States via scholarships, fully funded scholarships, partial funded scholarships, funding, grants, alright, and of course you can also do this, alright. So today's video I will be talking about some schools in the United States. I have 9 schools in the United States I will be talking about here, and in these universities I will be talking about, you can get a fully funded scholarship, you can get a full ride scholarship, you can get a grant, you can get funding, alright, to study in any of these schools without paying tuition fee. So if this content is something you have been looking for, okay, then I am here today to give you. But first of all, before I continue with the content, guys, if you didn't know, my name is Milton Fonkwa. If you are new, welcome to my YouTube channel, and make sure you subscribe, guys. Please subscribe. The subscription button is beneath this video. There is a subscribe button beneath this video in red. Click on that button and make sure you turn on the bell so that when I post a new video like this one, you would be the first to watch. Yes, it is no news anymore that a lot of international students are migrating to the United States. But first of all, if you want to move to the USA, I would say that first, decide on if your budget is going to carry you along. If your budget is not going to take you along, then that is when you should be looking at possibilities or opportunities like this. Now, there are some schools in the United States that have fully funded scholarships for you to study in, to apply and get a position. There are some schools in the United States that have grants and funding opportunities that when accepted into the universities, you can study for free, alright? Your tuition fee will be covered. There are some schools in the United States that have graduate teaching assistantship, alright? If you are a master's degree student, or if you are going in for masters, or if you are a bachelor's degree student, there is a possibility for you to get grants and scholarships, alright? So I will be talking about some of these schools. Literally, I wrote 7, but I realized there are more than 7. There are many of them, but I brought out these ones because I think they have fully funded scholarships, alright, for you to study or grants. The first university I will be talking about is the University of Virginia. If you see me looking over here, know that I'm looking at my jotter, alright? So don't get it wrong. Now, the University of Virginia is one of the biggest schools in the United States, if not the biggest, but one of them, alright? I didn't say it is the biggest. And the University of Virginia has a lot of departments, alright? For those of you who are interested in business, you can study in the School of Business at the University of Virginia. It is called the Arden School of Business, alright? And this school is located in Charlottesville, Virginia, USA. For those of you who are familiar with the name DMV area, this school is located in that area, alright, the DMV area, Charlottesville, Virginia. So according to what I noticed, the University of Virginia is one of the top schools with a high intake of international students. They have around 26 to 30%, alright, acceptance rate for international students. So if you try this school, there is a way you can get admissions and you can study for free. Now, for those of you who will be applying for masters at the University of Virginia, before you even start the application, make sure you contact a supervisor. Go to the graduate school and contact a supervisor or the department in which you want to apply to. It is very important. Very, very important. Now, I want to take you to the second university in the United States where you can apply for free or study for free. Again, something just came to my mind. Those of you that will be applying for most of these universities, alright, you may find some that are free application, that is, you don't pay an application fee. Others, you would be asked to pay application fee, okay? So if you intend to study in the United States for free, like I said, start by talking to supervisors, then coordinate your application fee and keep, alright? Then you start looking for your documents. There are 4 intakes in the United States. Some schools will start around August, while others will start around September for the February intake. Some schools will start around September, some around October, some around January, some around February, and some around March the next year. All right. So if you want to study in this country or in the United States for free, or for funding opportunities, or for grants, then you should start the business as early as possible. All right. You have to go gradually, check university to university. There are a lot of universities in the United States. Sorry, guys. So that is what you should be doing. The next school I want to talk about is the University of Texas. For those of you who are business students, I think the University of Texas have a business portion. That is a business school called the Malcolm School of Business, located in Houston, Texas. All right. This university is not that competitive, and if you are a geology student, or let me say those of you who are petroleum technologies or engineers, all right, or those who are into gas, oil and gas, or energy, this is a university you should look up to and understand that they can give you full ride scholarship or funding opportunities. All right, check the university's website. Links will be in the description box. So go gradually, you verify everything slowly. All right. Now the third university I want to talk about is Reese University. This particular university is also found in Houston, Texas, and there is also a portion for a business school, all right, called Jones Graduate School of Business. The University of Reese, or Reese University, has an international reputation. So if you intend to study in the USA for free, or if you intend to study in the US without paying tuition fee, this is an opportunity for you to go to the school website, check where it is written grants, check where it is written funding opportunities. This way you will be able to have a position or a place or a portal to sign in and apply for those opportunities. All right, it is very simple as ABC. Now the next university I want to talk about here is the Duke University. I wanted to say it is the University of Duke. No, it is called Duke University. Well, for those of you who are interested, or those of us who are interested in studying in the United States, understand that most of these schools I'm mentioning here also have international students studying. All right, it is also possible. But again, before you apply for a school, I will suggest that you check the acceptance rate, the rate at which international students are admitted. Sometimes you may go to some of these schools and you realize that they are taking at least 20% of international students and maybe 30% of domestic students. Domestic students are students living in the United States. And Duke University is one of those schools that if you check very well, or if you go through the processes, try to speak with a supervisor if you are a master's or a PhD student, you can be able to study for free or on full ride scholarship, because they do have some of these opportunities. And this school is located in Durham, North Carolina. All right, so that is what you should understand. The next university I will talk about is the University of North Carolina, which is located in Chapel Hills. All right, North Carolina. For those of you who live in the United States or who are just few months into the United States, you already know what I'm talking about. For those who are still to move, this is a university you can consider, and there are funding opportunities. Acceptance rate for international students is also very convincing, around 45%. All right, and the rate of international students in the University of North Carolina is at least 26% compared to the total student population. All right, but understand again that Duke University is the same, it's almost the same as the University of North Carolina. Though I'm talking about North Carolina here, you should get the point straight. If you have skills, if you have voluntary activities, if you have carried out leadership opportunities before, then I would say the University of North Carolina is a school you can consider. All right, because they look more into this. And if you are an expertise, or if your expertise lies in sustainability, all right, or millennium goals, this is a school you can consider, because at the end of the day, you may just back a fully funded scholarships. There are people in the United States studying now presently that have more than 2 scholarships. Some have 3 scholarships. I know of a Ghanaian who is in the United States now. She has 3 fully funded scholarships to study in US and Canada. She had one at the University of Saskatchewan, but didn't go, all right? She decided to move to the United States. So that is how you should understand or go about checking all of these things I'm talking about. Now, the next school I want to talk about is the University of Rochester, all right? This one also is a business school, and the name of the business school at the University of Rochester. Is it Rochester or Rochester? Well, anyways, take it that way, guys. So the Simon, remember there is New York, there is New York City. So when applying for some of these schools, you have to pay attention to all of this, all right? So you don't make an error. Like I said, these schools will give you an opportunity to study for free if and only if you go through the website very well. Because when I try to check, I realize there are a lot of things there, a lot of scholarships, a lot of grants, a lot of funding opportunities, a lot of graduate teaching assistantship. Some schools will give you partial teaching, or let me say partial funding, while others will give you full funding. Some will not even give you grants, but some of these schools, when you want to know if you want to find out if they actually have the section for grants, you should check the section that says university website or tuition fees section, all right? There you can read everything from scholarships to grants to internships or whatever, okay? I hope you understand. Now, the next university I want to talk about is the University of South Dakota. Yes, the University of South Dakota. Remember, there are two of them. We have the University of South Dakota and we have South Dakota State University. So the University of South Dakota may not give you full funded scholarships, but they will obviously give you a scholarship. All right. Now, the next university I want to talk about is the University of South Dakota State University. This particular school in the United States is found in South Dakota. If you must study at South Dakota State University, there are things you should consider. First, consider the program. Secondly, look at the requirements. Thirdly, speak to the departments. Lastly, you launch your application. South Dakota State University have applications that runs for fall, spring, and summer. If you go to the section that says graduate school, all right, you are going to see a list of all the programs in all these universities I just mentioned, being it University of Rochester or the University of South Dakota or South Dakota State University, which I'm currently talking about right now. Check the requirements. You will notice that all the universities or all the programs, all right, I'm talking about the programs now in all these universities. All the programs have admissions requirements. Sometimes you are still going to find, like, the application fee for South Dakota, I think is around $35 or $40 or so. While in another school like the University of Purdue, you can pay at least 60 euros, all right, $60, sorry. So it all depends. The programs and the requirements are not the same. So in case you want to study in the United States for free, you really need to take time and go through the process gradually, except you are going to pay your own tuition fee, which is what I think most of us, we do not have and we can't afford. All right. So to study in the United States needs a lot of patience. Make sure you have patience to check all of these things because it is not going to be easy. The next university I want to talk about is the University of Georgia. The University of Georgia is also is one of the top schools as well in the United States. And again, like I said, if you have a means to write the university to give you what is called a tuition fee waiver, it is also very possible for them to do that. But it all depends. I do not know how to go about that. But if I get information, I'm still going to bring it here so that we all consume together. But it is possible, but the chances are limited. So I will say that when applying for universities in the United States, if you have your application fee, construct your motivation letter, a good one. Look for your recommendation letters, very good ones. Again, understand that when you are applying for these universities, you might probably go to the application portal, which is online. There will be no way you can upload a hard copy or a PDF copy of a recommendation letter, but rather you can have options where you can send an invite, all right, to the person who is going to write a recommendation on your behalf. When he or she writes the recommendation, he now forwards and it goes straight to the university using the link, all right, because most schools in the United States always give links for you to send to your recommenders to recommend you. I hope you understand. There are other universities in the United States, a lot of them, but I just talked about these few so that you can understand how the system is. Like I said, always check the acceptance rate of a university first. All right, then you check the requirements and how it is going to function, or how much is involved in the funding or scholarship. Then you launch your application from there. All right, I believe with this it is going to be a success for you. But like I said, if you have a problem, put the comment in the comment section below. All right, or you use the other handles which I think I may see later. Okay, thank you so much for understanding. Until we meet again in another one. Peace.